Good morning, brothers and sisters, and all my friends. This morning, we are going to talk about the mystery of the human eye, part 4. In part 4, we are going to talk about subtle activism. And we can put our eyes to the use of co-creation and make a change in the world, what we seek, the change we want. The humanity should move in the direction where there will be universal compassion and love, equality, justice, and heaven for all, one and all, without any discriminations. So that's the evolutionary mandate for the humanity. Whether we do it now, or we wait for 100 years, or another 1,000 years, eventually we have to come to this understanding. Because the human beings are basically divine station of wisdom. The life force has evolved to this wisdom station, this universal wisdom of love and compassion. And believe me, the human body has so much power which goes unnoticed very many times. But let me tell you, there is a phenomenon. If any building is abundant and no human being is living in there, believe me, it will be dismantled, degenerated, and fall to pieces very early. But if there is one single person is staying there, the human being, the building will hold on to. This is a phenomenon which is well evident. We could see that till any castle or old building or temple or everything is being occupied by the human beings, our body blesses. We bless everyone. We are really made in the image of God. We have that power to bless everyone. But we have to cultivate that attitude. And it's not a big job. All what we have to do is to believe our potential, that we could bless everyone. The problem with the humanity and the problem with us, that we could trust everybody in the universe. And somebody will say, oh, don't dress up black, don't dress up white, and you do this and do that, and take this medicine and that medicine, or they take Ayurveda or alternative medicine or acupuncture or whatever, big drama. And we trust everybody. But not ourselves. So the first step is to trust ourselves. Until we don't trust ourselves, believe me, we will be just wandering about. And we won't be able to do the justice with our existential evolution, wisdom, an eternal continuum, memory continuum of our soul. Just a quick note, let me tell you, the East had been talking about soul. What is soul? We'll be talking later on, but the soul power. The soul is like a superconductor which has achieved no resistance, zero resistance. And how the zero resistance happens? We could cultivate zero resistance in our mind. And we could tap into the soul force that is available to us. And this soul force is local as well as non-local consciousness. It exists here and it exists all over the universe. It has that power. It doesn't need electric connections. It's there. So my dear friends, we have to wake up to our potential. And when we wake up to our potential, miracles happen. So this morning we are going to talk about subtle activism, knowing that through our attention we could make changes around us and definitely within us. So what we could do? We have to say enough is enough. And we have to create a critical mass of not less than 100 million people on the planet. And these 100 million people on the planet, if they join their hands, heads, and hearts together, and if they practice non-cooperation with the forces of violence, non-cooperation with the forces of manipulation, non-cooperation with the forces of economic frauds, cheating, non-cooperation with the religions which teach the violence on any pretext. Doesn't matter what pretext they have, but anyone who says I have to go for the path of violence, believe me, that's no religion, and it's anti-God. It's the devil's path. So any religion, any philosophy, any politics, any social philosophy, if they talk about violence, believe me, that's useless. We don't need that philosophy, we don't need that religion, we don't need that politics, and we don't need those leaders. So we have to practice non-cooperation. And how we could practice non-cooperation? We don't pay attention on that news, that media. Any media house, global media house, which is manipulating humanity towards violence, towards selling the arms, towards market manipulations, or towards indoctrination of the humanity for the exploitation, brainwash. And the ones who don't allow the empowerment of the base of the pyramid. The humanity is like a pyramid. The very few people on the top are manipulating everything. And they don't allow the base of the pyramid to participate in the wealth creation. That's the most terrible thing which is happening with the human society. That all those opportunities are being blocked for the base of the pyramid of the humanity. So my dear friends, we are going to excuse me, I have some problems with my throat. So we have problems all around of these manipulations. So what we could do? We could practice non-cooperation. So we don't read those news. So we won't allow that pollution to come in. So if we don't allow that pollution to come in, believe me that our subconscious mind is not going to broadcast that, because our subconscious mind behaves like local and non-local consciousness. And whatever we say, whatever we practice, say for 3 times or 4 times or 5 times, our subconscious mind takes it beneficial to our body, or this is what we want to practice. So it broadcasts to everybody that this should be the way. So if we don't allow the content which is detrimental to the evolution of the humanity towards peaceful existence, progress and prosperity for one and all, we don't look at that. We don't look at that video, that content, We practice non-cooperation, and we don't allow the mental pollution whatsoever. I believe it's so easy. All what you have to do is to cultivate the attitude of dharma of truth, the steadfastness on the dharma of truth. Satyata nasti paro dharma. There is no religion greater than the truth. And then we also practice non-cooperation with the leaders, the global leaders who are involved in all fishy deals, who have become the agents of the weapons producers and corporate, they behave like corporate cronies. So we practice non-cooperation with those leaders, and we never ever even look at their house and their car and their drama and their degrees, because they are using all the wisdom for the self-glory, and they are the Brahma Rakshasas, and they are no more leaders of humanity. So we practice non-cooperation. We don't look at anything of theirs. We don't even read anything of theirs content. We don't need. Believe me, we don't need. We could allow our own mind to work out the best way. And if you put a question mark to your mind, believe me, it's incredible friend, an incredible machine, the cosmic machine. It will get you the answer. You just put a question mark on your mental bulletin board, and the answer will come to you in 10 days, maybe by evening, maybe by 10 months, maybe 10 years, but it will come eventually to you, the solution, the best possible solution. Whether that's through the intuition, whether through that kind of synchronicity, but you will see the best solution. Please use the potential of the human mind. And don't be so poor. Be rich and steadfast. We have to rescue the humanity. How long can we let it go on like this? How on earth somebody could decide, a crazy leader, and says, I'm going to bomb Iraq. Doesn't matter you bomb Iraq or Saudi Arabia or Japan or Philippines or India or China. Everywhere there is humanity. And doesn't make any difference whether that's a US humanity or North Korean humanity or Saudi Arabian humanity. For me, as the truth goes, humanity is humanity. Doesn't matter what do they call themselves, whether they call themselves Indians or Americans or Chinese. So we have to practice non-cooperation with these kind of leaders, these kind of religious leaders who propagate the violence. And if we could do it in 21st century, believe me, we will change the world just by subtle activism. Because this subtle activism will manifest as the material reality. If 100 million people, the human brains, could join in a network, so we will have 100 million X power of these human brains focused on one goal. We will make the change. And we will change the whole world, the humanity, the humankind family. And why don't we? What's the problem? Why we have to be so poor? Why we have to be so poor in our vision, our thought and word? So my friends, let us do it. I invite you for 21st century subtle activism of non-cooperation with these forces of evil, which are keeping the humanity under the global slavery, who don't allow the participation of the base of the pyramid for wealth creation, and the people who are just interested in selling the arms and weapons of mass destruction. We could stop paying any attention through our eyes to those scientists who are so poor just for their bread and butter and their funding of the research. They are doing the research of terrible weapons and arms. So we need to stop all this through our subtle activism. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters and my friends from all over the world. Thank you very much and have a very beautiful day.